Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. All right, NFL Week 15. Oh, we're getting there. There's a couple more weeks left in the regular season. Whew, what a year it's been. CFL is over with. We have a Grey Cup champion. College football, we have the bowl game starting this Friday. So we're kind of winding things down in the football arena. It is time to talk a little playoffs. So first off, in week 14, I was 9-5 straight up picks, 8-6 against the spread, 5-9 on the over/under. I was over 500 for the week. I was 22-20. Pretty happy with that. Let's see here. Year to date, I'm 124, 80-1 straight up picks. Against the spread, 88 and 120, and over under 101 to 107, which puts me at 50.1% for the year. It's above 500. The year I've had, I'm pleasant with that. You know, CFL, I finished the year under 500, like 46%, so it was retarded. But yeah, so let's talk a little playoffs here. AFC right now, New England, number one, first round bye. Did we think this 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, that they would be number one seed right now? No, we didn't. We didn't think they were going to make the playoffs. Tennessee 9-4, Kansas City 9-4. We got Baltimore 8-5, LA Chargers 8-5, and then we got the Indianapolis Colts 7-6, Buffalo 7-6. They're in. So right now, as we sit here waiting for Week 15 to start, first round: Tennessee, Buffalo, Kansas City, Indianapolis, Baltimore, the Chargers. Cleveland, Cincinnati, Denver are 7-6, but they are on the outside looking in. So they got work to do to get there. They got to get above Buffalo and Indianapolis. So between points differential and tiebreakers and all that good jazz, they have a chance. Same way with Tennessee and Kansas City, they have a chance to get the number one seed. Now over in the NFC, Green Bay sitting in 10-3, number one seed, first round bye, followed by Tampa Bay and Arizona, both 10-3. We got Dallas Cowboys, LA Rams 9-4. The San Francisco 49ers sitting at 7-6. Right now, the Washington football team is 6-7. They are in. Minnesota, Philadelphia, Atlanta, New Orleans 6-7, and they are out. So there is a fight there for that last playoff spot. A lot could change in the next few weeks. Okay. Thursday Night Football. The 9-4 Kansas City Chiefs versus the 8-5 Los Angeles Chargers in LA. So, what do you do if you're a visitor to the Arrowhead Stadium? Let's have a team huddle on the 50-yard line on the Chiefs logo and see how well that goes for you. 48-9. Yeah, I don't advise ever doing it again, the Raiders. I mean, hey, why not, right? You know, get your ass whooped. Kansas City right now is favored by 4 against the Chargers in LA. Normally, you take the home team here. 6-game winning streak. Mahomes seems like a normal Mahomes. God, this game, no matter what I do, it's going to be wrong. And that's what it sucks like the Grey Cups. No matter what the hell I pick, it's going to be wrong. Sorry, my dog just flopped around like a fish back behind me. You know, since I do have Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce on my fantasy team, I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I got them winning, covering the 4 and over on the 51. Next up, we have the Las Vegas Raiders 6-7 versus the 7-6 Cleveland Browns. Cleveland favored by 6 at home. They need this win to keep competitive for that last playoff spot. Hopefully move up a little bit. So Cleveland winning, covering, and over on the 42. The 9-4 New England Patriots versus the 7-6 Indianapolis Colts. This is a throwback. Colts and Patriots. How many times did Manning and Brady face off? We got a new sheriff in town, Mac Jones. So yeah, he's the Patriots. Or sorry, yeah, I can't talk today. Indianapolis is favored by 2 on the line. I'm giving that 2 to New England. New England plus 2, and then over on the 45.5. The 10-3 Arizona Cardinals versus the 1-11-1 Detroit Lions. Arizona is favored by 14. I got them winning, covering, and under on the 47.5. Next up, the 5-8 Carolina Panthers take on the 7-6 Buffalo Bills. 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, we thought the Bills were going to be the number one seed. They're the next great team in the AFC East. And here they are, 7-6. And Carolina could I bet Carolina could jump up and bite them. Buffalo's not careful. Bills are favored by 11. I got Buffalo winning. I got Carolina covering 11 plus 11, and then over on the 43.5. Next up, the 9-4 Dallas Cowboys versus the 4-9 New York Giants. Ooh. In Week 5, Dallas blew the Giants out 44-20. I think we're going to have similar to that. I mean, Dallas is playing good football right now. Dak has comeback player of the year. So Dallas wins, covers the 10.5 and over on the 45. Who's going to watch this game? I really want to know. 2-11 Houston Texans versus the 2-11 Jacksonville Jaguars. Should Urban Meyer be fired? I don't know. I hate to say yes. I hate to say, yeah, sure, he should be fired. He's only had 13 games. Is Trevor Lawrence the same quarterback he was at Clemson? No. It's NFL. Different game. Does he have the pieces around him to make him as good as he was at Clemson? No. I think Urban Meyer deserves at least another year. Most of these players aren't Urban Meyer players. So it's like you give him 13 games, 14 games, you fire him into the year. I mean, then you got somebody you're just starting to give him 2 years, see what happens. I know it's win now or else kind of deal, but it is what it is, I guess. Jacksonville's favored by 3. Houston just is trash. They won't, I mean, at least Jacksonville, I mean, they both got 2 wins. I thought Jacksonville's wins were actually decent. I forgot to write that out. I don't know. I don't think Urban Meyer deserves to be fired, to be honest with you. I mean, I think they need more time. But Shaka Khan's going to do what he's going to do regardless. I mean, unless they can find another coach that can come in and change the players, completely change this roster, make this roster better. I mean, there's a chance you can go out and get McCaffrey, I guess. I mean, their 2 wins, they were into Miami, and then they beat Buffalo. That's for Jacksonville. Houston's 2 wins were Jacksonville and then Tennessee. So they both had they both had a good win. Houston beat Tennessee and then Jacksonville beat Buffalo. But you still have that week 1 where Jacksonville beat Houston 37-21, and we were like, oh, check out the Jacksonville Jaguars. At least I was. Maybe no one else was. I'm taking Jacksonville to win. They are favored by 3. I got them winning, covering, and under on the 41. We got the 3-10 New York Jets versus the 6-7 Miami Dolphins. Week 11, Miami won 27-14. Miami's favored by 8.5. I got them winning, covering, and under on the 42. The 9-4 Tennessee Titans versus the 6-1 Pittsburgh Steelers. I have a feeling if Pittsburgh does not make the playoffs, it may be Big Ben's last year. I know there's been a lot of talk of that. Tennessee, they're favored by 2. I got them winning, covering, and over on the 41.5 because they were fighting for that number 1 spot. So if you can get that first round bye, the only first round bye, you may be able to kind of at least, rest up players and stuff. Next up, we have the 6-7 Washington football team versus the 6-7 Philadelphia Eagles. They have a rematch in 2 weeks, week 17. So we'll see how these two teams, 6-7, they're both on the outside. Philadelphia's on the outside looking in. Washington is currently technically in. But if Philadelphia can beat them, they're going to kind of leapfrog them. Philly's favored by 5 at home. I got the Philly winning, covering the 5, and over in the 43.5. 6-7 Atlanta Falcons versus the 7-6 San Francisco 49ers. If the 49ers do want to make the playoffs, they got to win here. Atlanta, they need to win out. I mean, they need help in the win out. I got 49ers. They're currently favored by 8.5. I got them winning. Atlanta plus 8.5, and then over on the 45.5. Next up, we have the battle of the 7-6 teams that are on the outside looking in the AFC. The Cincinnati Bengals and the Denver Broncos. Denver is favored by 1.5. I got them winning, covering. I got Denver's favored by 1.5. I'm taking Cincinnati. Got them winning plus 1.5 and over in the 43.5. I only do that because I need Jamar Chase and Joe Mixon to like have great weeks because I need to win. I've lost like 3 straight, and I'm like third. Luckily, everybody's has clinched playoff spot, so I'm still gonna make the playoffs, but I still want to win, like the whole league. So I need some help. Come on, Cincinnati! Come on, Kansas City! That's like the bulk of my roster, and Keenan Allen needs to get over COVID and get back, and that'll help me too. Green Bay Packers 10-3 versus the 8-5 Baltimore Ravens. Taking Green Bay, I got them winning, covering the 5 and over the 43.5. 5-8 Seattle Seahawks versus the 9-4 Los Angeles Rams. Seattle needs to trade Russell Wilson in the offseason before the draft. They need to get all the draft capital they can from him. They need to blow this team completely up and start over. LA is favored by 7. I got them winning, covering, and over the 47. Week 5. LA won 26-17. So if you've noticed, all the rematches, I had the team at 1 win again, so they're all going to be wrong. So, you know. This week's going to suck for me. Well, if you go back, last year, week 17, I was undefeated. So we'll see what happens the rest of the year. I'll go winless one of these weeks. All right, Sunday Night Football, the 6-7 New Orleans Saints versus the 10-3 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are favored by 11. Whew, that's a big number. Whew. I don't like 11. It's a weird number. I mean, so I got Tampa winning, of course. I mean, Tom Brady, he's telling Father Time, F you. I mean, Tom Brady going to play till he's like 60. I mean, really? So I got the Buccaneers winning. I got New Orleans covering, and then over on the 46.5. And then on Monday Night Football, we have the 6-7 Minnesota Vikings taking on the 4-6 Chicago Bears. The Bears. The Vikings are favored by 3.5. I got them winning, covering, and over on the 44. As you notice, I went a lot of overs this week because last week it seemed like I went a lot of unders and didn't do very well. So, hey, let's change it up a little bit. All right, well, that is week 15 of the NFL season. Obviously, we'll finish out the year for NFL here on Robert Sports Show. We'll get the bowl games up and the national championship up for the college side. CFL is done. And then once football season is done, we start in the NASCAR season. Definitely, if you are a NASCAR fan, I'm doing a lot of profile videos on the countdown to the 2022 Daytona 500 right here on Robert Sports Show. We are on, I think yesterday was 69. So there's 68 days left. Check that out. I got a champion profile series going. Got some pro wrestling. Obviously, we got two weeks left in 2021. Hopefully, everyone has a merry off season and a happy Christmas. All right. Well, it has been fun. See you next week. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a 50 day Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader of sports channel content.